Painting, drawing, and coloring have always been with me. It's been instinctive. Color felt like the first language I ever really learned. And I already knew how to speak it when I started coloring and painting. It was just right there for me. In second grade, I was working on a pastel drawing, and it was too big for my desk. So my teacher let me keep painting instead of taking a spelling test. So that moment told me, this is who I am. I am an artist, and this is a meaningful thing. To be an artist is good. It gets you out of spelling tests. So painting has always been my way of understanding the world and feeling like I'm connected to it. Hi, welcome to my studio. Come on in. Art has shaped every chapter of my life. As a kid, it gave me a voice and a safe place to explore who I was. I was in a serious car accident at 10, and creativity became a way to transform something traumatic into something empowering. It taught me that imagination can rewrite the narrative. As an adult, art has been both my profession and my way of giving back. It's led me to build community, support other artists, and create work that aims to uplift and reassure. That's really important to me, to bring some joy to people through my work. Painting has been my companion, my teacher, and my compass. It has shaped not just my career, but the way I move through the world, with color and intention and hope. I believe encouraging creativity in everyone is essential in a world facing so many challenges. Creativity is the spark that helps us imagine solutions, connect with one another, and move forward with hope. It's like the pollen that keeps life blooming and thriving. I hope viewers feel a sense of joy, connection, and uplift when they see my work. My intention is to create a moment of renewal, a breath of color and energy that reminds people of the beauty and resilience in the world around us. I want people to feel joy. If someone stands in front of my painting and feels more hopeful or more connected to nature or more grounded in their own sense of possibility, then I've done what I set out to do. Well, hey, I wanted to show you in my studio how I go about working on a painting, and I've got one right here behind me that's on the easel that is of the Santa Fe Taos area. This is the Rio Grande, and it's about halfway finished. And to get to this point, I work in the different colors, I work in textures, and from this point on, I start building everything up. So I'm going to just kind of scoot in here and get to work, and you can kind of see how these things grow. I've got, I use about 10 or 15 different colors in a painting, and I really work a lot with color theory. So I'm thinking about warm colors and cool colors and pitting them against each other. I'm thinking about brilliant colors next to neutral colors, and I'm pitting them against each other. And I'm thinking about light and dark, so the values of the colors. So warm, cool, light, dark, brilliant, and neutral. And that's how I get my colors to really shine. A lot of people say, hey, what products do you use? But it isn't the products, it's the way you use the colors next to each other that really makes them sing. So this is kind of a neutralized area, so it's going to really pop out these very vivid colors. And I'm going to have a lot of greens in here. So I wanted this whole background to be kind of reds. And then the blue is being activated against the orange part of it. And then along the river, you'll see how I've kind of surrounded it in this kind of orangey red color. And so that's kind of making the water really pop out there. And I've got more detail down here in the foreground. And then it kind of goes back to less and less as it goes back to the distance. So that's kind of my thinking in laying out the painting. So I wanted to show you my sketchbooks. So this is one that I did of the butterfly garden here at Ocean Hills. And I sit and do a sketch on location, all in one drawing, using pen, don't erase. And these little swirling marks, those represent the butterflies, the moss, the bees buzzing around. And these little shapes, these are the caterpillars that were really out there in force when I first was going out there. And I got so inspired by this. And so from here, it goes to there. That's the finished painting. And you can see I kept it pretty similar to my sketch. Those are the caterpillars. These are the bees buzzing around. These little dots, I call them the pollen. So that's kind of like the activation of the painting, the layering of textures and colors that keep your eye moving around the painting. Kind of, to me, in the same way that the pollinators are flitting around from the different flowers and going from place to place, your eye is moving around with them, bouncing from the top to the bottom, to the side, and around again. My palette is rooted in emotion. I love painting with vibrant, expressive color because it reflects the joy and resilience I want to share. To me, colors are the vocabulary words expressing the story of art. I use flowing lines and layered textures to show movement, energy, and the interconnectedness of everything. Animals, people, landscapes, all sharing the same pulse. And that vibrant, dynamic color is really the key to it all. So I've been painting since I was a kid. I grew up along the Potomac River in Virginia, where the natural world was my first creative teacher. I was so lucky to be able to go study at the Corcoran School of Art, and then I went on to earn my BFA in painting and printmaking from Virginia Commonwealth University. After that, I made my way to California, and now I've spent decades out here in San Diego and building a life dedicated to painting. I love teaching and supporting my fellow artists. Today, I work as a color expressionist painter, and that means that I love blending vibrant color, energetic line, and layers of meaning to create work that I feel celebrates the joy and resilience that I have in a deep connection to nature. I have deeply felt experiences where the boundary between my inner world and the external landscape dissolves. I begin not with a literal intention to document the scene before me, but with a desire to capture the feeling it evokes, to bring it into the life that I'm currently living, in the place that I'm living, the garden, the house, whatever I'm experiencing. And what emerges is not a transcript of a place, but a visual echo of joy, serenity, and grace. In my series on pollinators, there's so much metaphor and how we rely on one another. My compositions suggest a pulse, an ongoing cycle of offering and receiving, mirroring the ecological reciprocity that allows gardens and our world to flourish. I'm inspired by color in the landscape, the way animals move through space, and the emotional resonance of certain places. My work is a blend of memory, observation, and imagination. I paint to express my emotional truth that I find outdoors. I was really inspired by my Pollinator Garden series because I was watching how bees, hummingbirds, butterflies, and flowers have this relationship with each other and how they depend on each other. That reciprocity, that constant cycle of giving and receiving mirrors how I experience creativity. To show the movement and energy of them flying around in my sketches, I draw swirling lines, and that's what represents their activity. That movement, that flitting around, the little dots of color throughout are what I call pollen. And that's meant to activate the space and move your eye around. And I do that because I'm painting to express my emotional truth, and that's how I see it and experience it. The joy, wonder, connection, and transformation. These are forces that really move me. I want my work to feel like a breath of fresh air, a moment where viewers of my work can reconnect with beauty, hope, and the magic that I see woven through everyday life. Being part of the Oceanside Museum of Art Biennial is so incredibly meaningful to me. I am really stoked to be included in this show. OMA is my home museum. It's where I serve by being the chair for the Artist Alliance community, where I support other artists' growth and where I feel connected to the creative heartbeat of our region. So I have my Pollinator Garden painting chosen for this exhibition, and I'm just stoked. I remember opening the email from OMA and reading it twice to make sure that I saw it correctly. When it sank in, I felt this rush of joy and gratitude. I was really stoked about it. It was my Pollinator Garden series that was chosen, and that's so close to my heart because it's about hope, renewal, and the interconnectedness of nature. So having a piece from that series chosen, especially from so many entries, was incredibly validating. It affirms the path I'm on and connects my personal creative journey with the larger artistic heartbeat of our region. It's meaningful in a deeply personal way, and it's also a meaningful community involvement kind of a way. I want my work to feel like a breath of fresh air, a moment where viewers of my work can reconnect with beauty, hope, and the magic that I see woven through everyday life.